Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Look at that. 1. Hello, everybody. Cal Banyan. Cal Banyan's Hypnosis Center on calbanyan.com. And we're back. And I've got quite a topic for you today. Use hypnosis to reliably reduce and or eliminate stress that can cause or increase or exacerbate pain or sleep problems. Have I got your attention? You're not going to want to snooze through this one, I'll tell you that. And I got an expert with me. Let me tell you about Penny Chiasson. She is a 5-path certified hypnotist. She's also a 5-path certified hypnosis instructor. She's able to teach my courses. She is a medical professional of 25 years. Before becoming a full-time hypnotist, she was a trained practicing nurse anesthetist. And let's see, what else have I got here? She's presented at the National Guild of Hypnotists conventions. She sees clients all over the world by way of Zoom. And let's see here, she has her own pain management course. Because of her background in nursing and medicine, she brought that knowledge into the world of hypnosis and created a pain management system that she teaches, and it melds like perfectly with 5-path. I'm happy to have her as a part of the 5-path International Association of Hypnosis Professionals community. How you doing, Penny?
I'm doing awesome, Cal. I want to thank you for having me today, everybody. This is Cal Banyan. He is the author of The Secret Language of Feelings, and he is the living authority on hypnosis that works.
Hey, and here I am in the flesh. Look at that, in the flesh. All right. And I don't know what it is, but I just have so much fun doing these videos. I hope it comes across. So what spawned you to have this idea about this topic, Penny?
Yeah, so, I think we're all aware of where we are in the world right now with, just lockdowns and people being separated from other people. The stress that people are experiencing right now from loss of connection, uncertainty about what's going to happen next, what's going on with their jobs, their kids with school. There is an increasing number of people experiencing stress-related issues, and that includes and is not limited to aggravation of chronic pain, the beginnings of chronic pain, and loss of sleep, among other things. And all of these stress-related symptoms, they really feed into each other. And when we can eliminate that stress, we so much improve their quality of life. I've had clients recently that just working through some of these stressors in their life, they've had issues disappear and their quality of life just improves greatly. So I think it's important to address it.
I think that stress, especially chronic unresolved stress, is, like at least a third of. Some time ago, I talked about the diathesis stress way of thinking about illness, and that is that stress is a component of just about every illness. You get stressed and you get sick. If you're sick, you get stressed, you get worse. If you're in pain and you're stressed, the pain is worse. So how are we going to fix it?
Yeah, so we need to go in and, first of all, I like to work with people to understand what's stressing them so that I know how to approach it, because it's a combination of two things, right? One is doing the hypnosis to help them to eliminate root cause that may be contributing to it, but the other is understanding the secret language of feelings. Because once we can teach our clients how to take something they're experiencing and to understand how to appropriately manage that, that reduces their stress. And then as 5-pathers, we also take the knowledge of the secret language of feelings so that we understand what we can help the client to eliminate by way of getting rid of erroneous beliefs, reducing the fears that may be adding to what's going on. And probably the absolute most important emotion that we deal with which is increasing, is anger with everything that's going on. And that's a huge component.
Yes. As you're talking about this, I also think about Dr. John Sarno's book on back pain and how he talks about it is this clamping down on emotion that causes what he called chronic oxygen deprivation in the muscles that cause chronic pain. And he just had people start getting in the idea of like, what could be bothering me and what feelings are going on inside of me. And that would begin to release and unclamp them, and they would start to feel better. Dr. John Sarno passed away probably about 4 or 5 years ago. I think he would be very impressed with what we do as five pathers and with the secret language of feelings.
Yeah, I think so too. And going back to what you were talking about, the stress diathesis hypothesis, the actual medical research, there are several studies, but it puts stress related doctor's visits at about 90%. 90% of all doctor's visits are due to things that are caused by stress.
As you're talking about that, so it's so amazing. Like I'll be teaching a class and they used to be 10 days. Now there's 7 days. And, they're both, I teach hybrid. I got some people in the physical classroom and some online. And I'm teaching them about the secret language of feelings. And they're doing 7 Path Self-Hypnosis, right? And then I'll have people go, I've had headaches all my life and they're gone. Or, my back ache is gone, or my knee ache is gone. And it's just like that blows their mind. And I love when stuff like that happens, because one of my big goals in every single class is to turn students into true believers. You see, last episode, we talked about convincers. Well, that's a group convincer for everybody, because here's this person that they know in class having these breakthroughs in reduction of pain, and sleeping better. Oh my goodness. And when 7 Path Self-Hypnosis puts an end to about 99.44% of sleep problems. It's amazing.
Yeah, I love Seventh Path. And I've had the same experience as you. I've had students that have, one who had shoulder pain for years, and it came up during the practice. And then after 2 or 3 days, it went away and it never came back.
We introduced them to the idea of sending point, where they start doing the self-hypnosis aimed right at that physical discomfort. And it could be physical pain, or it could be emotional discomfort, like that tension in the chest, that's fear, or a heaviness in the heart, which is sadness kind of thing. And they just go poof, and they're like, oh my goodness, what's going on here? This is real. I go, yeah, this is hypnosis that works.
Yeah. And with my anesthesia background and all of my training, I actually have a theory as to the potency of the sending point. And that's because you're forcing the mind to take its attention to the nerve endings in that area of the body. So we're talking about pain and sleep and that type of thing. In order to have a pain experience, your brain takes several inputs. I want you to think of a busy international airport. You have all of these signals coming in, memories, emotions, anticipation. Where's your conscious attention? And then your nerve endings. And once all this information comes in, then there's a part of your brain that decides, do I need to know about this or do I not? And that is what results in your actual pain perception experience. So with the 7th Path sending point, we're forcing the mind to put all of this information together around this recognition that is a truth about the goodness and the wholeness that we are.
As you're talking about, I was thinking, do you have like a really, really short, like case history or example that you want to talk about? I'm springing this on her. She's not prepared.
Yes, you are springing this on me. About 5 Path or 7th Path, or either.
Or maybe even doing them both together, because that's what we usually do.
Yeah, so I do actually have a recent client that reached out to me for this chronic neck pain. And she phrased it as tightness and tension. And this individual is a dentist, so you can imagine that posture and body habitus has a lot to do with that. But, as I talked to her before we ever started, she began to tell me some of her history. And I could see exactly what was going on. You could even see the tension in her jaw from the anger and the feeling of lack of control over what was going on in her life, even though she's an adult, right? So we went through the 5 path process. And as you and I both know, sometimes things can get a little worse before they get better. And they did. But after 6 sessions, it's like the relationship, one with this individual in her life that created a lot of these feelings, it's completely different. It's as if all this stuff never happened. And she still gets tension in her neck because of the type of work that she does. You know, you're leaning over people. However, it does not bother her anymore. It doesn't clamp down. It doesn't get tense. It doesn't get tight. It's things that she uses her yoga and has to adjust her posture for. And she absolutely loves 7th path. As a matter of fact, she and I are talking about her receiving the ultimates at this
Perfect.
point because it has changed her life so much over the last 2 months.
You know, as you're talking about that, one of the things I'm thinking about is that she had abnormal discomfort. I mean, exaggerated discomfort, right? I mean, probably
Exactly.
every dentist has some tension in their neck from bending, and other people that bend down, like maybe people who work on jewelry or, you know, crafts and stuff like that, get that tension. But she had almost debilitating, life altering, exaggerated pain. And so we don't like take away all pain. Some pain is good. I mean, doctors and nurses need pain to judge how well treatment is going and healing is going and things like that. And in our next podcast, I'm going to talk about switching from the client wanting to work on anxiety or stress to actually working on motivation so they start taking action, because hypnotists don't take away all stress, all anxiety. What we do is we take care of the debilitating, the abnormal, the over, like everybody gets angry, but some people like too much angry. They want to run you down and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
that's that we want to get you back to like optimized normal functioning. All right, I'll let you get the last word on this and we'll wrap it up.
All right. I think the last word on this, most important, if someone's coming to you for discomfort, always, always, always have a physician's note to work with that person. Hypnosis is such a powerful tool as a hypnotic analgesic. We don't want to mask anything that serves a purpose, just as you mentioned earlier.
Well, yeah, like we said, and sometimes I will ask for a referral, and other times I will ask for some kind of statement that it's not contraindicated, which means
Right.
they don't expect that the removal of pain would interfere with their normal treatment, right?
Exactly.
All right, cool. All right, please wrap it up. Give them your website and all that good stuff.
All right. The website is pennychiasson.com. And you can find me on social media at Penny Chiasson on Instagram, Facebook, those kinds of places. And thank you, Cal, so much for having me back with you today.
When's your next training coming up?
It's going to be in October, and I now break my trainings up over 3 weeks. So it's a couple of days each week, the first 2 weeks, and 3 days the last week. So there's a lot of time for immersion and integration of principles before we move to the next step.
Awesome. All right. So you guys, thank you, Penny.
Thank you, Cal.
CalBanyan.com. All my training schedules on there. If you're watching this in real time, my next training is November 14th. It runs 7 days straight. There's also some pre-study that you do. So you make sure you come in hitting the ground running. All right. That's it. I hope Penny will stay because I'm going to do another podcast. And so we can get out to you as soon as we can. All right. Cal Banyan signing off.